Why, hello! I am the Red January, and I wanted to go over. I know this is really, really late. Most other people have already gone through and done their speculation analysis and everything like that, but I thought that I would give my own shot at it, and more than honestly, I am doing a bit more than just necessarily bringing my own thoughts into it. I was also wanting to like discuss what I've heard other content creators say, and every content creator that I reference, I will obviously put them down in the description below. I just really want to go through the trailer again, and so I really want to pick it apart. I have Monster Hunter Wilds brain rot ever since this trailer dropped. It's still like over a month ago, and I'm just really, really excited to get in on this sort of thing. And I wanted to try my hand at it, see if I could bring anything new to the table, bring attention to details that people may have missed before, which I really doubt, because if you are like me, you have combed over this trailer and watched so many other people go through this trailer over and over and over again. But yeah, so I'm going to first, I'm just going to start and let the trailer play, let it speak for itself type deal, you know what I'm saying? I just gotta say, that music gives me goosebumps every single time I watch this trailer. I mean, it's just powerful. It's got messages behind it. Alright, but let's break into this. Let's go from the very beginning. So we're going from the beginning here. As most people have pointed out already, way thicker amounts of small animals. And honestly, I hadn't really been paying attention to how little there were small animals or small monsters in maps until I started going back through Rise and I realized that when I was grinding for the small monster parts, like Anteca and like Popo and stuff like that, like there was like 1 to 2 of them. There was like 2, maybe 3 or 4 if I got lucky, but pretty much mostly 2 of them each. And then after you killed them, like that was like the only spot that they would like spawn in. And it just, if the groups of small monsters feel so small, and then you look at something like this, and we just see all of these new creatures, which there's so many different ones to talk about. There's so many. We got, I think that's a leaf or a bug. There might be just bugs flying around here. Who knows? Maybe that was one of the birds that flew away. You can still see him right there. Either that or it's something on my screen. Maybe I accidentally got a little bit of chocolate on there. I love chocolate. These small people have described them as pangolins. The females really remind me of gown goats from Sunbreak's Citadel map, and I think that's a good thing because I thought gown goats were cool. I thought they're dope as hell. Are they necessarily boggy material though? No, boggies reign supreme. But I digress. We've also got the small birds, which I really like that they open their mouths, and it almost looks like they have horns. It looks like that when they open their mouth like that, it almost looks like they're still looking around. They just have horns, which is a cool. I wonder why they designed the bird like that. Basically, I wonder why they made the mouth like that, and it has a reason behind it. I'm sure. These little like from here, they look like. Oh, not like that one kind of looks like a Dilophosaurus, but I think that's because of the marking on the ground behind it, giving it that like weird look to like it almost has a crest on its head. They're really small. Oh, they do have things on their heads. They do have these little like stem things. Okay, so it's not like a Dilophosaurus where it's like a crest and a frill or whatever, but it's more like just almost like antenna off of that. That's interesting. I'm excited to see I'm excited to see how many different types of small random monsters there's going to be across these maps. So also, when I was first watching this trailer, and when I was first watching this, let me set the scene a little bit. Let me set the scene. Let me bring it back. So, Game Awards is going on, right? And I didn't know this was Monster Hunter at first. It was weird. It was super, super weird because even Davi Vosk and Rurikon themselves have brought this up in the beginning, is that the music and the tone is weird. And so when this first opened up and I just see that small glimpse right there of just nothing, I didn't know what I was looking at. And I think a part of the reason why a lot of people were like, "Oh, is this Monster Hunter?" is also number one because we're not used to seeing this sheer amount of small monsters grouped up together, especially different kinds of small monsters. Everything felt sectioned out and individualized in the previous Monster Hunters, and so when this comes along, and we're seeing these groups, and we see them with birds on their back, and the little raptors running across, and the bugs flying through the air, and this weird-ass pole in the back, and I don't know what that is over there, but it just felt off. It felt different. And also the music, the music when it comes in, it's just, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, section this out. Let's bring this back. When I was watching this, see this come up, didn't even think it was Monster Hunter. It didn't sound like Monster Hunter. It didn't really look like Monster Hunter. But yet other people were instantaneously, that's Monster Hunter right there. Holy shit. I was literally struggling to believe it. It also didn't help that this was the final trailer of the Game Awards. That's huge. That's reserved for really big placements. I was expecting the Elden Ring DLC announcement or something. I did not really expect Monster Hunter. I had a small flame of hope that had almost completely gone out by this point, that was still burning inside of my heart, hoping that this would be what it was. And when I first laid eyes upon this, it did not immediately send that flame roaring. No, it took me some time to really process and realize this was Monster Hunter. But the thing that gave it away wasn't this, which I still like these guys. Look how big their freaking mouths are, bro. I like them. They're cute and weird, and they just sit and chill and eat the bugs that be flying around. And honestly, this guy right here is what gave it what sent my Monster Hunter instincts tingling, because of the way that he looks around. He does the Kestodon slash Gastodon, but skeleton head looking around movements. That right there, I was like, oh my god, is that a fucking Kestodon? And it just, from that point then, it was kind of like a back and forth type thing because I had no idea what I was watching. I do like that in this part of the trailer as well, you can see the flashes of lightning in the background, and they almost have a blue-green hue to them, and so does the clouds up here. I don't know if that means anything per se, and I'm not necessarily saying that it is, but I do think it's interesting that that's the color that they chose to show off for the lightning and the sky. Actually, the entire sky kind of fades into this green. Now, if you've had to deal with thunderstorms, you know that the sky can change some really weird colors. like when storms start approaching, and they can be a whole wide spectrum of what that thing can look like. Though I think it turning this color is on purpose to show you something. Like, this is a warning color. That's how you're going to be able to tell when you need to start hauling ass back to camp or preparing yourself for what's about to come. And I wonder if that shot was specifically made for... I really wonder if that shot was, like, made as, like, for the trailer. Was this shot right here specifically made for the trailer, or is this actually from the game showing us something that we're going to be paying attention to as we're out there? I don't know. I don't know. It could be either one. It could be either one. And then we get this guy. This dude. Everybody is so ready to hear about what this guy can actually do. Especially when that concept art was revealed, or not necessarily revealed, but brought to attention, especially on Monster Hunter Twitter, is that there's concept art of this guy running around and like flying, and like the character utilizing a ranged weapon from the back of that from the back of the mount. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know what new. I do think it's really, really cool though, and I am completely okay with mounts in Monster Hunter. I don't have as big of a problem with them. I've been going through and playing Rise and Sunbreak again since I was able to get my girlfriend and my best friend into it, and I don't mind using the Palamutes. They're not bad, and they come with their own unique set of things that set them apart from the rest of the mounts, but I'm getting off track here. Back to the trailer. You're going to be this trailer was such a nothing burger for people that don't play Monster Hunter, but for people that do play Monster Hunter, this showed off so goddamn much to them. And I was talking about that with my girlfriend recently. For returning players and people who actually actively participate in the series, this showed off so much, right? Like, it showed off being chased by a whole herd of what could be possible medium monsters slash really aggressive small monsters. To it showed off the mount and the bowgun that's chilling in the back or in the side, and how we have a bedroll, and there's all of these small monsters, and there's like, what are these weird things going on in the back? Are they ancient civilization stuff? What's happening? Your mount can jump, it can fly. But to people that don't participate in Monster Hunter, this looks like a desert game. That's all that trailer shows, is you riding your mount. Like, yeah, people see the big ass sword on your back, which, by the way, I'm still not sure if this is a longsword or greatsword. Everybody is still very convinced it's a greatsword, but I still see some people leaning towards it possibly being a longsword, which I am kind of inclined to agree upon. I think this is a longsword rather than a greatsword, and that's not because I'm biased and because I want it to be a longsword. I just feel like the sleeker design of the blade gives off more longsword than it does greatsword. I feel like if this was a greatsword, it would be a lot thicker and wider and like look like it's better for chopping rather than for like curved, flowy movement. I still think this is a longsword, but that's just my personal opinion. I just feel it. Just like how I kind of think this is like revamped Puke armor. Most people have responded and said that they think that it is a default armor set for, like, you know, when you first spawn into Kamura or you first spawn into Astera, and like how it's like that baseline armor set. But I don't know. I really don't know. Whenever I see the green and the orange and the brown together, I automatically go to Puke, because that's like all of Puke's designs, and like a little bit of blues and stuff. I might be a little bit biased of the blue because it's coming from this dude over here as well, but I just partially gives me Puke vibes. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, and I explained it to you, but it's more of just like, I get Puke vibes from this, and I continue to get Puke vibes from this. Let's keep going. These guys just throw these pangolins, bro. They throw these pangolins. I want to see something. That's a really good detail. So, I noticed it earlier, but I didn't necessarily want to say anything. And it's really small, right? This isn't about like, holy shit, check out this thing that I'm thinking about for this. No. It's nothing like that. It's literally just a small ecology detail that almost looks like blood. It almost looks like, I know it's probably just the coloration of the shell, but that kind of looks like blood. But there's such a small detail, is that like, okay, so there's gonna be a big, I don't know if there's sexual dimorphism in this game. I don't know if that's like, what's the difference between these guys, or if that's just an alpha version that like grew those spikes for some. There's only like one of these guys to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 to 15 of the other small ones that don't have the spikes. Also, God, they've got such large mouths. No wonder they're able to pick up these guys and throw them. And if they're attacking these guys, then is he even the original target anymore? Or is that just happening because he led them over here? Oh, but back to my original point was that if you pay attention to this big guy over here on the side, the spikes aren't static in the back. They sway. They move back and forth as, you know, something that is taller than the rest of the base of something else would. That's literally just straight physics. Of course, it's tall. It's placed into something that isn't as, you know, solid as concrete, so it's gonna sway and move back and forth. I like that. That's a great detail. Man, when these guys are moving, you can't tell what the hell they fully look like. Whatsoever. I think it's interesting that they throw them. And then they go and start attacking someone else again. He's just weaving his way through. The dust cloud constantly billowing towards you the entire time. That just gets closer and closer that entire time. Yeah, that cloud moves quite a bit faster than you do, which is interesting. I also really like that your mount switches from bipedal jogging to quadruped sprinting. That's really cool. That's a really nice detail. I like that a lot. I also like that he kind of has like a beak, almost, but he still has rows of teeth. That's a nice detail too. I like that design. Dude, this lightning. This lightning looks insane, bro. Which, by the way, it's so cool that that is why this pangolin evolved the way that it did. Pangostegosauruslin. I don't know, man. You can see the lightning striking even over there. It's just like, if the weather effects look like this, what do the elder dragons that control the weather effects look like? Or how does the fights with those elder dragons that control those things look? I'm so excited to find out. But yeah, this is definitely Capcom showing us that weather is going to have an important role in the game, and also that interactive environmental storytelling and like scene setting is something that they want to do as well. They are definitely showing us like, hey, we're gonna have even more things interacting than we have before, so it feels like your world is actually gonna keep going even if you do or don't.
I love this aspect. I also, I, this, like, it looks like everything has been drained of color other than, like, these beads. These beads don't seem to be nearly as affected by the color drain like everything else does, but, like, I know it kind of looks like everybody had, like, a layer of dust put over them, but it also just kind of looks like their normal models just got, like, desaturated. Which is strange. I wonder if that's going to be touched up and finished or not. I also like that this dude does not care that the pangolin next to him just got struck with lightning. He does not care. He's still throwing dudes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, wait. Sorry, claw. They're muscular. They're strong. They kind of, when they stand like that, it gives even more Gos Harag, and it gives Arzuros. Almost gets blasted right here. I kind of like the effect, how it's so big and bright, and then it like fades into a thinner line as it leaves and stuff like that. Scout flies, for sure, by the way. These little floating green specks through here, 1000% scout flies. These are all definitely scout flies. Absolutely. Either that or like this is around like where the Wildspire Waste, because the Wildspires in the Wildspire Waste at night they would also have glowies around them. But I definitely think this is the coral from the Coral Highlands. That's kind of, well, I don't think that we're in the Coral Highlands. I think this is the same type of coral from the Coral Highlands. These little, when this gets struck, you can see all these designs all up and down the pole. This is man-made, by the way. This is absolutely 1000% man-made. It almost kind of looks like it's channeling the energy. It looks like it's made out of a material that really, I don't know if it's like, I don't know which came first, you know? I don't know if the pangolins with these lightning rods on their backs evolved first, and that's where the people that built these got the idea to do the same thing, or no, like that's like the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of, is that these have been around for a shorter period of time than the pangolins have. I also wonder if maybe even this is made out of the same material on their back, but the problem is that it doesn't have the same markings on the pangolin. It does glow the same way, though. I was also wondering, and I forget exactly who I heard to bring this up, honestly, but I think it would also, and the person that brought this up, and if you remember who it is, you can absolutely quote them, or tell me in a comment, and I can add it to the description. But what do you remember in World how there were hidden elements and you had to use free element to get those hidden elements out? It's like, what if they made weapons out of the same material as stuff like this, and then like it would act like a lightning rod, and whenever it gets smacked with a lightning rod, or whenever it gets smacked with lightning, your weapon, that is, it would automatically channel that energy of the lightning, as well as like then gain a thunder elemental damage like status to the weapon for a short period of time. That'd be interesting. I think it'd be cool, fun to mess around with. I really hope elements work more than just flat damage buff again in this game. I want to see unique interactions with elements. But anyways, and oh, I just want to listen to this last part, man. Look how many fucking dudes there are! This is a safari, man! Also, there's like there's crevasses here. I wonder if we're gonna go explore. We're definitely gonna explore underground in areas, right? Like that's like a given. We're definitely doing that. That's crazy. This music sounds like this music sounds like exploration. This music sounds like adventure. This music sounds like come see what's in store. This music sounds like a heroic tale of a journey across the frontier. That's what this music sounds like. In this, like, it literally sounds like it needs a whip. It sounds so Western. It's hard to put my finger on, but that beginning of the bum 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 bum, like that's like cowboy riding in next to the train as it's chugging along on the railroad type beat. That it gives off this energy of exploration in a wild frontier. That's just literally the entire whoever came up with that and whoever composed this last piece, which possibly slash probably is the main theme for the game. I wish to shake your hand because the amount of emotion and impact and wonder that 30-second clip of music gives me is it's remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable. And I really feel like there sounds like there needs to be a whip that like cracks in the middle of that song. And that added like echoing brass at the end that finally came back in because I don't know what starts that out, but man, those instruments are powerful. Those instruments hit you in the gut. They are there to make you experience the emotions they want you to experience, and I love that line. I love that beginning part. Man, this title. Crazy that they really went with another MHW. I was kind of like spitballing ideas of what the Master Rank expansion of this game is going to be called. Because like I just feel like it's gonna be a verb. I don't know. It's almost like impossible to predict what an expansion's name is going to be. I was for sure not expecting World to progress into Iceborne. That's not at all what I expected, honestly. And I was not at all expecting Monster Hunter Rise to be turned into Sunbreak. It takes completely different directions, especially because usually the expansions also have completely different vibes and themes to them than the base games do. But I was thinking like I feel like Monster Hunter Wilds Forever would be a great expansion title name. My girlfriend suggested Frontier. Yeah, I didn't even have to say anything for her to understand why that couldn't happen. She eventually realized it herself. But man, I'm so excited for this game. I'm so excited. I genuinely have a newfound will to live until 2025 at least so that I can see the game come out all the way through 2025 so I can keep playing it throughout that entire time, and then into 2026 so that way I can see what the hell the Master Rank expansion for this game is going to be. I need to put some final closing thoughts. I've been talking for way too fucking long at this point. So, final closing thoughts. I think Underwater is coming back to this game. Or coming to this game. Going to be in this game. I believe so. I believe they really wanted to do it with World. And I believe that that's the perfect way to step up from World. Is because World really, and by the way, if it wasn't obvious enough, World is my favorite game of all time, my favorite game in the series. That's not to, like, shit on the other games in the series. That's not me saying that I think that you should share the exact same opinions as me, because I don't. I struggle with playing older games, and so I have a lot of respect for the people in this community that have really stuck with this game since the beginning, since it was old. It just couldn't be me. It just couldn't be me. But that doesn't mean that I don't respect the old games, because the old games also brought in a lot of the new monsters, or not the new monsters. A lot of the mainstay monsters, a lot of really interesting and innovative directions they went with creature design, and I absolutely love them for that because it gives them nothing but chances to improve upon those designs and those mechanics and those thoughts and ideas as they go forward with the series. I think Underwater is going to be in the game. I think Lagiacrus is guaranteed to be in this game because people absolutely screamed at Capcom to have it in, or have him in the game. And I believe that Gammoth is going to be guaranteed to be in this game. Because she is, I just think they've been trickle feeding us the Fated Four again ever since GU. They started with not Bracky. No, it's Glavenus, Gammoth, Astalos. Glavenus, Gammoth, Astalos. Who's the other one that I'm literally blanking so hard right now. Mizutsune, of course. So Glavenus was in World Iceborne. Astalos and Mizutsune got into Rise and Sunbreak, respectively. I believe Gammoth is coming for Wilds. And especially with the snowy peak mountains we can see in the back. I don't understand these. I don't really understand what these buildings are. I think they are creature made, or at least natural in some form of a sense, like a nest for something, but I don't know what. I don't know why. And that almost looks like it fits the puzzle over there. Like they almost look like they fit together. I don't know why. Why does this overhang like this? It's interesting. What else do I think? I think they're going to try to cut back on unlimited restocks, which I am perfectly fine with. I don't want it to completely disappear, but I do want it to be slightly bit more challenging instead of just being able to automatically go back and constantly have an unlimited supply of healing throughout a hunt. Honestly, I ain't got much else to say. Thank you, everybody, for watching this video. If you liked it, please consider giving it a like, and maybe even a subscribe, if you feel so inclined. But, I'm probably going to end this video here. I've been talking for a really long time, and thank you guys for listening to me and allowing me to share my thoughts with you. So, I will see you all, and for now, I must say, bye, love you, bye!